Hi, I'm Courtney, and together with my husband Steve, we are A Stream in Life. We travel full-time around the country in our 30-foot Airstream travel trailer. Today I'm going to talk about how to stay cool in an RV or Airstream when you're boondocking. First definition, what is boondocking? Boondocking is essentially usually free camping, but not always, without any hookups, so no electricity. So how do you stay cool when it's hot out and you have no electricity? First tip, if you can, try to find a spot that is going to have some shade. We can't go into fully shaded spots because we need our solar panels to be exposed to the sun in order for us to have power. So we have to keep a balance of sun and shade. If you don't need the sun for solar panels or creating electricity, get a shady spot if you can help it. It makes a world of a difference in how hot it gets inside of your trailer. If you do need sun, like we do for our solar panels, we try to find spots that will get some shade, especially if we can get afternoon shade when it's going to be the hottest time of the day. So we'll try to find something that has trees to our west, or a hill or a mountain, so that we know the sun will go behind it at some point and give us some afternoon shade to hopefully help keep the Airstream a little bit cooler during the hottest parts of the day. Other ways to prevent the sun from heating up the trailer. There are awnings. If you have an awning on your trailer, we happen to have a full awning package, so we have awnings on both sides of our trailer, the big one on the curb side and some smaller ones on the driver's side or the street side. The awnings will help reflect the light or block the sunlight from going into your windows and heating up your trailer. The same thing with windows that tilt out. We have our windows tilt, and we have a tilting sunscreen in the front of our Airstream. By putting those up, you're going to have the sunlight hit those first and reflect off mostly before it actually comes into the trailer and heats up the trailer. So employing those will be big helps. In addition, since we don't have air conditioning, our best bet is breeze. So open windows everywhere that we can get it, especially in whatever direction the wind is blowing or the breeze is blowing, makes a huge difference. We also have, as many RVs do, fantastic fans. We have one in the living room and one in the bedroom. And we will have those go as well to try to draw the breeze in as much as possible and push out any hot air that's rising in our trailer, and just try to keep a general sense of wind or breeze going through the trailer at all times as best as we can, especially during the hottest parts of the day. We do have an inverter, which allows us to plug normal electronics in if we have enough sunlight, which we will during the day. And so we also have a little mini fan that we can set up and plug in and have running to help circulate air as well. You can also get 12-volt fans, which plug into 12-volt sockets, and that can run off of batteries in RVs and trailers, and that can also help keeping air circulating in the trailer. So air circulation is key. Another tip, water. If there's any kind of breeze, or even if there isn't, we all know that as kids we want to jump into the water the first time it gets hot in the summertime. So we will take our showers in the afternoons on hot days in order so that we're cooled off at the end of it. We'll take a cooler shower, we won't heat up the water, and then we feel nice and refreshed for a while because we're damp. You can do that without actually taking a shower. You can wet down a washcloth. We've wet down our dogs. There are also products out there where they're like bandanas or scarves that you wet down and tie around your head or around your neck, and that will also keep you cooler. Anything keeping your head cooler or your extremities like your feet or your hands will cool you off quite a bit. So you'll see people sometimes just putting cold water or something on their wrists to help cool them off. Another couple tips. One, don't cook inside of your trailer or RV if you can help it. Cook outside, anything that's going to need cooking, grilling, stove, camp stove, anything like that, outside of the trailer so you're not heating up the inside of the trailer. Otherwise, do things like salads or sandwiches or something cold so that you don't have to worry about heating up the trailer and then having to try to cool it back down, which is very difficult when it's hot outside. What does help with cooling things down though is if you boondock in places where gets cool at night. So it may be 90 degrees during the day, but it gets down into the 50s at night. That makes a huge difference because it means the temperature is going to drop pretty quickly at night. And in the middle of the night, if you have all your windows open, you're actually going to get to quite a chilly temperature, and you'll be starting off your RV at a nice cool temperature the next morning before the sun comes out. So it'll take longer for it to heat up the next day. So cook outside if you can help it, and camp places where it gets cool at night so you can have your windows open and cool everything down. Lastly, if the sun is beating in from one side of your trailer and the sunshades and the windows aren't quite cutting it, it may be worth closing your blinds, closing insulating curtains if you have them, to keep the sunlight and therefore the heat out of the trailer as much as possible. You can also use things like Reflectix. We've put that in the side of the trailer when we're at places for a while that have a lot of sunlight, or in our skylights, places like that that get a lot of direct sun, to try to keep the heat from coming into the trailer from the sun. So that's another tip. If you're somewhere for a while, or if you have some Reflectix, the stuff you put in your windshield on your car or your truck, stuff like that can also help keep your trailer cool. Now, all of these tips are assuming that you can't run your AC because you're not plugged in. That's not always the case. If you're in a Class A and you have a generator that's able to run your AC, or if you have an AC like we do, we have a 15,000 BTU AC, and you have a generator that will actually run that, which generally is said to be at least 2400, like a Yamaha 2400, though we've heard that lesser generators will run it for a while, and obviously the more generator you have, the easier it's going to be able to run an AC. Then obviously run the AC with the generator going will keep your trailer much cooler. At that point, you'd want to close all your windows, close all of your blinds, just try to keep the sun out as much as you can, and run your AC with your generator, and that should also do the trick. So that's it for our tips and tricks with boondocking in the heat and how to stay cool. I'm sure we missed things, so if you have ideas or if you've done things to keep cool when boondocking without hookups, please leave them in the comments below. We'd love to hear them. And if you'd like to follow our journey and travel with us across the US in our Airstream, we'd love it if you subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you next week with another how-to. Thanks, guys. Bye.